Here are some of the mistakes that I made going through my first breast augmentation. If you're new here, by the way, my name is Karen, and I've had multiple breast augmentations going from looking like this to looking like this, and I've learned some things along the way. So should probably learn from my mistakes. Okay, number one, I did not ask enough questions regarding revision protocols and complications, should there be any. I think we all kind of going into surgery, not assume, but like are pretty hopeful that things are gonna go well. I don't know about the contracts that you guys read, but a lot of the revision rates, like the complication rates that they state, seemed quite low. I was like, I'm probably not gonna fall into that 1%. But in reality, look, I think that those rates are based on like perfectly performed surgeries, and in reality there's actually a lot more complications that do tend to arise. You should probably ask a lot more of those questions as to what happens when and if those things, transpire, and how will you be cared for. Number two, I did not go see a surgeon who truly specialized in breast revisions and complications. And this is general surgical advice for any surgery you might be getting, whether that be your breast, whether that be, a tummy tuck, whether that be a rhinoplasty, whatever it is. You really want to see the person who is not only performing those surgeries, but also the person that is sought out to correct very complicated cases. Don't get me wrong, I went to a very reputable and skilled surgeon, but their specialty kind of lied somewhere else. And yes, they do a lot of very successful breast augmentations, but that is probably not the best surgeon to perform the very complex revision that I ended up requiring. And the reality is even the best surgeons in the world have a share of complications to deal with because it's just like the nature of the work itself. So I would really make sure that you are seeing someone with that experience, because that is also going to be the same surgeon that you're going to rely on for revision if something happens. You might as well, just going into it, make sure that you're in the best revision hands possible. The third mistake that I made was not being informed enough with regards to different techniques. So I wish that I had known about internal bra techniques prior to going into surgery, because with or without the complications, even if it was a first time surgery, if I could go back, I would absolutely get these things, because they just add an extra layer of security and like long-term placement hold for your implants. I didn't even know to ask these questions when I went in the first time. They literally were not even on my radar. The final mistake that I made, and this might be a little controversial, but I made the mistake of not going with larger implants. And this is something that a lot of women experience, and a lot of women actually end up going under revision to swap the implants for larger ones. And the most common fears going into a first-time surgery is often size and like worrying that it's just going to be like way too much. Okay, so a lot of women tend to opt for smaller implants, and of course this is something you should discuss with your surgeon and see what they recommend for you, and also like what's safe for your body frame and all of that. However, if you're debating between two implants that are like 50 to 100 cc's apart, just go with a larger implant. I'm telling you, physically, it doesn't make as big of a difference as you think, but it still is obviously noticeable, and you'll more than likely be happy that you went a little bigger.